Wolverine is a AAA slop, but it will still make millions, simply because it's Marvel. Everyone online is screaming, God, we're so tired of Souls-like, stop cloning them. People even started mislabeling Phantom Blade Zero as a Souls-like, even though the developers themselves are begging it's not a Souls-like game. So Wolverine. It's going to be a linear, halfway bound, absolutely boring action game, a predictable blockbuster for a broad audience who will chew this gum, spit it out, and forget what the game was even about. So stop whining about what they do or do not do with such a massive IP, and honestly, leave the developers alone. They are genuinely drowning under an onslaught of hate because it is genuinely hard to shell out $70 brain-dead chewing gum for a mass audience that logs on for 20 minutes after work and switches to Fortnite anyway, because this game will be too boring even for them. And stop crying about the game being tied to Sweet Baby Inc., the inclusion and all that garbage. Again, this is a game for a broad audience. They will do whatever it takes to please absolutely everyone to maximize their profits in 2026. The gaming industry, especially giants like Sony, are sweating bullets right now. Even with massive vaults of cash, they are still burning and they need maximum profit.
Oh look, looks like we've got a diversity and inclusion checklist rolling out on the road. Total package included. And wait, it's Deborah Wilson. She's literally becoming a walking synonym for a placeholder to pass corporate diversity and inclusion checkboxes.
By the way, I've never heard anyone complain about representation in Ghost of Tsushima.
I'm offended. Why aren't there any white people? Why are there no black people? Why are there no deer girls? It's just Asians, and they are only represented by Japanese and Mongols.
Oh, so now when Sony make a game based on their own history, spitting on the agenda, that's totally fine. But when a game is made in the image and likeness of Western culture, it has to pass a strict inclusion inspection. And since you're so exhausted by modern games, the endless hunt for woke and sweet baby logos behind purple planets and square-jawed, mutilated female character models, here's the solution for you.
Comes in capsule form. Here is the handy applicator.
For fuck's sake, Alfred, not this one.
Play older games. I'm playing Halo 3 right now, a series that looked totally unremarkable to me back in the Xbox 360 era. And you know what you will find? Those games were made for a mass audience, and in a way, they were chewing gum too. Only back then they felt so much cooler because they weren't stuffed with an agenda, and that's it. That's why that tasted sweet, not like rotten eggs.
By the way, I actually like Halo 3.
And how about another example? Everyone praises the Batman trilogy, especially Batman Arkham Knight, but it's exactly the same one-button smashing with dodge mechanics. You've got a good amount of gadgets to use. You can traverse an open world. It's the exact same formula as Spider-Man. But you know why Arkham Knight was so good in the eyes of anti-woke whiners? Because the Catwoman wasn't ruined by agenda standards, and there was no forced inclusion yet. That's literally the only difference between these games, released 11 years apart. Even the grim Gotham setting isn't a distinguishing feature here, because Wolverine's trailers are also packed full of blood and gore. Bad reputation, in case you forgot, works exactly the same as good reputation. The game is talked about loudly and everywhere. What does the Google Trends counter say? Wolverine is hype.
Insomniac devs blame social media feedback loops for sudden Wolverine hate.
Wow guys, let's celebrate, because for the first time, Access Media is blaming social media algorithms instead of players for the wave of hate.
As we approach one big September, select press got to sit down with Marvel's Wolverine. In the days following Wolverine's preview event, online youngsters found their soft spots. Posts highlighted some of the modern AAA game stereotypes about difficulty, as well known as the Sentinel encounter, which looked like a boss fight from the early 2000s. These posts have racked up millions of views, if you believe Access metrics.
Hey, wow, okay. By the way, this game from 2000s called Ben 10. Listen, it's just a post that hit millions and went viral. Games are packed with boss fights like this. The design is as old as World of Warcraft. Ragnaros is the ultimate poster boy for it. Sadly, for a $300 million game, Insomniac couldn't think of anything better than recycling this ancient formula. But let's be real, the vast majority of boss fights boil down to dodging in some form so your character doesn't die. It's the absolute bedrock of gaming. You can't reinvent the wheel here. The only difference is the difficulty curve and how palatable relatable it is for different audiences. Souls-like are brutal, heavy, and completely unforgiving. They found their hardcore niche, but is there really any black magic going on there? Is it the exact same dodge mechanics? You just have to memorize specific NPC attack animations. That's the whole secret sauce. It's also dodge and strike, but wrapped in a highly complex system of leveling and min-maxing your loot to squeeze the most out of your build. We are talking about a AAA game meant for the masses. Nobody is going to design a $70 blockbuster where players rage quit after 60 seconds because they missed a parry on a random grunt. The problem lies elsewhere. This entire generation, Sony is just openly and shamelessly copying everything that worked in their successful PS4 games. They aren't trying to invent anything original or blend unusual concepts. They just grab a ready-made template and slap it onto a popular IP to monetize it to the max. Kotaku's phrase, "same recipe," just proves my point. The real problem is this rewarmed soup they are shoving down our throats and forcing us to eat for $70.
Old-school design sensibilities aren't likely the core of criticism. Even in a world where Sony wasn't bailing on physical media, social media is a hater's paradise. These platforms inherently reward fast takes and bad faith.
IGN highlighted one post.
I think it is wild in 2026 we still have people in the gaming industry who think hand-waving outspoken criticism as negativity is a good idea.
And I agree because, listen, double standards enter the chat here. When we talk about Wolverine, a AAA project from Insomniac, for some reason, harshly criticizing it is considered bad, despite it being a massive Marvel IP. Any nitpicks are labeled as a wave of hate, but hold on, what about Mouse Pie for Hire? They gave it 6 out of 10, based on the most idiotic, insanely toxic nitpicks. These stupid complaints had absolutely nothing to do with actual gameplay, yet they slapped a 6 out of 10 on it like it was a masterclass critic. Look, that is just pure hypocrisy. So welcome to social media. Media outlets play on conflict and drama, pretending to be above it. In the end, the real slop isn't Wolverine and its soulless pixels. It's the people who design this stuff, and the drama farmers pouring gas on the fire, including me. Anyway, get lost.